Hey, Nicole Snow here. Happy Monday to you. Today I wanted to share a message about persisting, which can be a really hard verb to accomplish. It's really hard to keep going sometimes, and we are basically faced with the choice of persisting or shrinking. And in an article written by Sonia Thompson, she talks about hiking Machu Picchu and 7 lessons that she learned on the way up about persisting. And I was going to share with you about the lessons that I learned when I hiked Everest or the Grand Teton, but I didn't do either one. The highest I've done is Table Rock Mountain, which is really a beautiful mountain. You feel like you're looking straight across at the Grand Teton, even though it's another 2,500 feet, but a beautiful view. But that's the best I've ever done. That's not going to be on my bucket list to make it up Everest. But she said that she never imagined the journey would be so difficult. She thought she was in really great shape, that she had all of her bases covered. But some of the lessons that she learned include, number 1, ignoring everyone else. She found out pretty soon that she couldn't keep the same pace or hike the exact same path that other people were doing, and comparing herself to others was making her feel miserable and defeated about it. She said, as you work towards your dream, it can be easy to get distracted. When you see others achieving their goals faster, easier, better than you, it can make you feel inadequate and unsatisfied with your own progress. But when it comes to conquering a goal, what's happening with others is irrelevant when it detracts from your ability to move forward. So if you're comparing yourself to others, or you doing comparisons all the time, if it distracts you from your progress, that's a detriment. If you can look to others to set the mark and try to follow them, and it gives you courage to try, then that's a boon to trying to achieve your goals. Another thing that she said was to focus on the next, or to stop and appreciate the little things, that she soon found little wonders along the way. And I know that's really hard to do sometimes. I've joked before about how sometimes when you're having a really hard time, those memes that say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, or chin up, the sun will come out, whatever it is, that sometimes those aren't enough, and sometimes they even make you mad because you're really struggling. And she talked about finding these beauties on the way, and I think about some of the times that physically I've had to make the choice to persist. A lot of times we're on our elk hunting trips with my dad and my brothers, and we, for those of you that don't live in Idaho, which is really cold in the fall, we'd usually go October, November, and it's pretty high up. It's above the snow line, so you're up in the snow. And typically you also start out, if you're doing it on the horses, we would camp in the camper, and then we would be on the horses by like 4:30 in the morning. It's pitch black, and head out, because you have to be up to the top of your area before the elk start to move, just before the sun comes up. And it was hard. It was freezing cold. You had to trust the horse, and I remember one trip in particular, I was on one of our geldings that was just kind of green broke. He didn't have a lot of experience being ridden at all, let alone on the trail. But it was pitch black. I could not see my hand in front of my face. And I just had to trust him that he had better vision than I did, and that he would just keep putting one foot in front, well, not foot, but one hoof in front of another, and keep going and take me safely where we were going. But it's always amazing to be up there and be in the mountains before the sun comes up, because every little incremental increase in light changes your view. It expands your view. So you start out taking those steps into the dark and really just going on faith. And as you do so, it becomes lighter, and you start to see a little bit farther around you. Maybe now you can see your hand in front of your face. And then you still have to take those steps in the dark, because it's still really dark, even though you can just see your hand. And then the next time you come out of the trees and you have a view of the valley, you've climbed higher up the mountain, and there's more sunshine. So now you can see the whole world, and it's just blue, a dark blue, but you can see everything. And then you go into the dark of the trees again, and you come out at a higher elevation, and you see the valley below, and you can see gray and blue. And then pretty soon, by the time you're up to the top of that ridge, you've been riding in the dark, and it doesn't take, I think one of the miraculous things is when you've been in the dark or when you've been struggling, it doesn't take a lot of light to give you vision. It doesn't have to be noonday for you to get your bearings, for you to have a perspective, for you to have hope, for you to be able to see the path. It's just a little bit of light. So even though it is hard, even though I joke about, getting a boost from a meme or a little saying, when it's really dark and you're really trying hard to persist, even a little bit of light expands your view, and you have the opportunity for vision and for hope, and to just keep putting one foot in front of the other. So that's a challenge. I know that we all experience it at different times in our lives. I'm super grateful for the people in my life that have shown me how to persist when it's hard, and the people that love you when you're having a struggle persisting. So be that for someone else, and choose to put one foot in front of the other for yourself in whatever area it is that might be a lot of work for you right now, because light will come. And again, it doesn't require, the noonday sun, but just a little bit of light is enough to give you vision and hope. Thanks.